Hello, everyone. It's time for general readings again. I will just wait here. So I'm a little bit early, so I can just chat here and see if you are all awake or if it's just me here in Scandinavia that is awake. Everyone else is sleeping. It's night time across the world. Just kidding. Um, I can start just by talking a little bit on what's going on and stuff like that. Um, we have kicked off the work toxic workplace month, and I will give you tips and tricks how to use tarot, crystals, meditation, and mindfulness in a multimodal way to combat, feelings of distress and making it easier to make decisions. You easily get a very cloudy mindset when you are under, emotional attack, which is the core thing, what's happening when you are in a toxic workplace environment. By this, I mean I'm not only talking about, if you're an employee going, to this workplace. Workplace is broader than that, if you're working from home, it can be, I hope you don't have this situation, but it can be family that is toxic against your, business ideas or your business overall, or your choice of business, or making your dream coming through. It sometimes it happens, and sometimes you can have a toxic work environment internally. It's talking down to yourself, and being a very harassive person against yourself. So it can be very broad, so just think about that. As with tarot and, for self-development, you can apply many of the questions to many situations in life, but always think of it can be external factors, but it can also be internal factors. So, and that going forward, with every, spread or theme or question that we play with. We also have a giveaway that is running. It's Should I Stay or Should I Go giveaway, which is a 2-card spread that we will elaborate what you might experience. This is because there's many factors surrounding, what's going to happen and stuff like that. What might happen, the energy flow. If you stay with a feeling, a person, a workplace, a project, or if you go. And if we explore those 2 options, your experience with A and experience with B, then you can more easily make up your mind on what you might do. Because when you are in such, emotional state, as when you're entangled in a toxic environment, it's very hard to make your own decisions. You're listening to all those horrible voices thrown at you many times. So hopefully this will help you. Over in the Patreon group, I will share a more in-depth how to do this spread yourself if you want to try it. And I will also share here in the group, the spread, like a picture and everything, and yeah, cues how to do it. So don't worry. I'm also having a class coming up. Things are happening here. A class on how to use a pendulum for, tarot readings when you want a yes or no suggestion. which is something that we will battle a lot here in the group, because we want to ask the tarot yes or no, and we want it to dictate what we are going to do. But this is not how tarot for self-development works. We have to do our own decisions based on experiences behind the ego. Okay? So this is no fortune telling. I will never take away your free will or your own, feelings of what's best for you. Not the tarot either. So no, no, no. But you can use a pendulum as a suggestion. And we will talk more about that in the group, because it isn't that hard. And it's not used, like a divination tool either. So no worries there. If you're afraid, you're going to attract, evil spirits and stuff like that. This is just your internal voice and your internal energy we are playing with. Nothing else. Okay? So no witchy woo-woo. Okay. Just to make that clear. Last week we had the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is all about, I say, a young energy, and you are exploring the world without being so afraid. And I played with this energy or this experience, or state of mind set during the week, and I hadn't thought about it before, but I think that the Patreon is just this Page of Wands. We are exploring something that I didn't dare to do before, because I was so afraid. I didn't know what it was really, what I'm supposed to do. Are people really going to love my content, and everything like that, and I just went with it like the Fool. It's a personality of the Fool. Number one card in zero. I'm sorry, the zero of the major arcana. And yeah, I think that was my experience of the Page of Wands. It was inside of me. It wasn't an external person or anything like that. It was my, personal trait as a youth. I was not afraid of many things. I went as a out as a sailor when I was 21 in the merchant fleet. So you understand maybe what I mean. So my Page of Wands, it's my Patreon. And a spin-off or segue to that is I'm very thankful for every one of you that signed up for Patreon. I so humbled, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me, so thank you. You know who you are. So thanks. Moving forward, looking forward into the next week. And let's ask the tarot for some guidance here. I will try to shuffle away from the microphone, okay, so you don't get all those shuffling noises, or maybe you like it. Never know. Let's see here. Yeah. Like this. Always, hold the deck like this and feel when you're ready. You feel. Just trust your inner, instincts or intuition, I say, when it's time to stop shuffling. Sometimes I shuffle a long time. Sometimes I just do a couple of short shuffles and I feel it's enough. I often cut the deck like this once, and then I pull the card on top like this. Like this is my style. This week's card is the Queen of Swords. We have many personal traits here in the general readings. Last week it was the Page of Wands, and now it's the Queen of Swords. Court card can be quite difficult, as we discussed earlier, but to make it easy, as I think you shouldn't complicate things too much, is that it is a personal trait of some kind, a personality. And the Queen of Swords is the feminine, it's a feminine energy, mature feminine energy, and the sword represents truth, communication, and straightforwardness. So what does this tell us then? We have to explore our inner Queen of Swords, which is standing up for our truth in a warm, mature, and feminine way. You see, the clouds are quite, they are low. The sky is blue. But, down on earth it's quite cloudy, you have to show people the truth. Speaking out your truth, not the universal truth, because there is no universal truth. But there are your truths, and that's enough. So, this is perfect for this toxic workplace month, because this is all about standing up for yourself, speaking your own truth in a mature way, calm way, a little bit more emotional maybe than the king if it were a king. But speaking out your truth and standing by your truth and what you want to do, and not being afraid of being judged. You are the queen here, okay? So try to recognize in the week going forward if you experience situations where you can't, speak out the truth, where you feel uncomfortable in your skin maybe, and then think of the Queen of Swords. And just raise your back down, no signs of worries like this. Deep breath in and out. Not as obvious as this, but you get my point. Center yourself and just plainly speak your truth. This is not right, because always say when you are in, communication with someone else is, I don't feel this is right. And many stop here, and then the argument rolls on. You should say, or my recommendation from my experience is saying, I don't feel this is right, this is not just, this is not fair, or the feeling that you feel inside. Then, because I work hard on this project and I think I'm deserving respect, or this is hard because you're asking somebody else to respect you, but the Queen of Swords is all about this. So this is not an easy card in, out in the real world if you're under pressure. But just try, to stretch it as far as you dare to do during this week. In a home situation, maybe if your family isn't, really supportive of your business choices or career or something like that, you can always say you feel that you are unjustly treated, that you are doing your part to, make a better future for your family in A, B, C, and D way. And always also say that maybe you don't see every, what you're going to achieve right now, but if you are able to continue with your dream, you will get there, and they have to trust you in that, because you're deserving that trust as well. You cannot say you deserve trust from someone else, but you can say you feel that you are worth, that they believe in you, because you have also done in the past X, Y, and Z. Always say because then you have, they start thinking, oh, people have a hard time arguing if you have A, B, and C, examples. So if you just cut it there, you have to trust me, and then don't say anything more, and it can, toggle on the conflict, which is something that is really prominent in toxic workplace environments. And this is also for voices internal, the ego suppressing your inner dream or inner true path, because it's shielding, it's not, your inner thoughts or dreams are not in line with what you think society or the ego thinks the society wants, and then it can be a really hard conflict, and you can feel very low and lack of motivation in life overall. So if you hear inner voices as well, you have to say the same thing. I don't think this is fair because, but in your mind. And then you let it go. Because as I use tarot as a multimodal, in a multimodal way, which means that I incorporate crystals, I incorporate mindfulness, I see it as, a big picture to make yourself feel better. Where tarot is just one part of it. And in mindfulness, we will play more with mindfulness in this group as well. In mindfulness, it's really important to stay in the present, to feel the present as it is now, and not rushing thoughts forward or backwards, as they, forward, you don't know anything what's going to happen. And backwards is it happened and you can't do much about it. You're here right now. And when you do that, many of those rushing thoughts disappear, because you're here present, right here, right now. And you do what you do right here and right now. And you feel the feelings that you feel here. And you process them, and then you let them go. So we play around with mindfulness because it's a huge thing overall. You don't learn mindfulness overnight. But it's a perfect, way of using the tarot, mindfulness practice alongside with meditation, and supportive crystals as well. And I use crystals as a token, like a mantra, because if I have, say, my rose quartz with me, I know it is, it has the vibrations of love and things like that. But when I see it and touch it, I'm instantly reminded of the vibration of love. So I use it as a reminder token, or rosary, or what you might call it, as well. So it's not just vibrations working for themselves and doing stuff with me. It's also a thought process. I think that is even the thing that is really making the big changes, while all the witchy stuff also may do their part. But it's just a reminder, like affirmation. When you look at it, remind myself of the vibrations or the feelings of love towards myself and towards others. So, oh, I will share the link to my favorite crystal shop as well on Etsy. It's the Eagle Crystal Shop, and I like buy all my crystals there. If it isn't something that she doesn't, have in stock, then I go somewhere else. But she's always my first, choice. So I will share her shop as well in the description. If I forget, please remind me in the comments, okay? I think this was it for today, and I hope you enjoy this live and that you don't miss the giveaway. It ends I think it's on Wednesday. Upcoming Wednesday is the last day to enter the giveaway, and it's a one lucky winner. And I will do should I stay or should I go spread for you. It will be, in the group, so you all can learn from the experience of getting a reading and how, what messages or how it works. So just drop your issue, it's hard to say, but your question maybe, or your what you have hard time deciding on in the comments. Then you're entering the giveaway. And if you have a friend or something, please share the group as well, because the more the merrier. The more life experience we gather here in the group, the more we can help each other. So please share the group, and if you have a friend that need, should I stay or should I go reading, please let them know about the giveaway here. So anyway, and don't forget the class on the 4th of June. So then I will show you a little bit how to use the pendulum for suggestions on yes and no, but you can get a maybe at times and also no answer. So it's not that foolproof, but most of the time you get a yes or a no, and it's quite cool how it works. So and I will talk also about how it works, and that you shouldn't be afraid of the pendulum, because it's you making the pendulum swing, like this or no, and yeah, it's not an external energy doing that. If you're doing if you're doing yes or no reading for your own energy, it's your unconscious mind doing micro movements that you are not aware of, and letting the answer through the ego. So you shouldn't be afraid. I hear so many people saying pendulums are dangerous, but they are not dangerous in that way. Promise. And thank you all for following me on Patreon. It really warms my heart. I'm super happy about it, very humbled. And see you soon. Bye bye.